In the previous episode, we were introduced to Denji and Pochita. We saw how he has been living a pathetic life where he does not even have the basic necessities of life. He then gets killed by a bunch of zombies, but with the help of his chainsaw devil, he has now become the Chainsaw Man. He has now killed all his enemies and now has been taken by a young woman named Makima. The next episode begins and we see that Makima has taken Denji with her now. And as per their settlement, she is going to be treating him as her pet. While riding in a car with Makima, Denji's stomach growls. Makima tells him that he's in her care now, and he's expecting yes or woof answers. And she does not need a dog that says no. Denji was thinking that Makima is nice, but he finds her kind of scary now, as she treats him like a dog. Denji then recalls Pochita, and his stomach growls again. Makima then suggests that they make a stop and eat something at the rest area. She tells him that she's peeing and also gives him her own coat, and she is shirtless. Denji gets happy as no one has ever been so nice to him because people have always mistreated him, and they do not even like to be near him as they think that he's just an ugly poor boy. He now thinks that the good times have finally come because he got hugged by a real girl today. It is something that he could only have dreamt of. The girl has been giving him mixed feelings as she wants him to be treated like a pet, but in actual, she has been nice because she hugged him, gave him her coat, and then paid for his food that is actually good. Denji is so happy and impressed by her that he believes that now he loves Makima. At the rest area, Denji orders udon and sausage, while Makima orders curry udon. Having lost some blood from the chainsaws, Denji feels anemic and falls on Makima. As he apologizes and explains it, Makima asks him how he became like that, and Denji tells her that his pet devil replaced his heart. Makima explains that there are not many precedents of this condition, and there is no name for that, but she believes in him as she has a good sense of smell. Makima goes on to tell him that his friend is alive in him, and that he gives both a human and a devil scent. Denji gets excited, but feels anemic and collapses. As he wakes up, their udon is ready. Makima asks him if he can eat alone, and Denji starts saying he can. But then, this changes his mind, and he states that he can't. Makima then feeds him the udon, which he enjoys, although she states that it's soggy at some point. Denji asks Makima her name, and what type of guy that she likes. After revealing her name and thinking a bit, Makima states that she likes Denji type of guys. This answer by Makima just makes his day even better, and he now starts thinking that she likes him too. They reach Tokyo, but Denji is still thinking of Makima's answer, and then he states that he likes her too. She then tells him that they have reached the Devil Hunter headquarters in Tokyo. As they enter the building, she explains that there are over 1,000 Devil Hunters in Tokyo, including civilians, and that public safety has the best benefits and paid vacation time. Denji starts wondering if they will be working together and if they can end up being together. Civilian hunters are always allowed to choose whichever devil that they want to kill and whenever they want to work because they are part-time workers. They get paid according to the kind of devil that they kill. However, the one who are in public safety department, they have this job full-time. They cannot choose what kind of devil that they are going to kill because they get orders from their superiors and they can be sent to kill any kind of devil at any time. They, however, get paid good money, but they are in danger all the time, as they can be sent to kill any kind of devil. Denji, however, does not care about all of that at the moment, as he's only currently having in his mind is Makima. He now starts wondering if they will be working together, and if they can end up being together. Makima gives Denji a uniform, and introduces him to a co-worker, Aki Hayakawa, who stayed there 3 years ago. She explains that Denji will be working with him today. Denji is surprised that he's not going to be working with Makima, and Aki states that's to be expected, and then he drags him out as they need to go on a patrol. Denji refuses, wanting to work with Makima. She approaches him and states that if he does a good job, they can work together someday, and makes his tie. While on a patrol with Aki, Denji goes on to ask if Makima has a boyfriend. Aki initially ignores him, but later on, he calls him to an alley where there's no one else that can be seen. When it is only the two of them in that secluded alley, Aki goes on to beat the crap out of Denji. As he hits him with a few more times, Aki tells him to quit because the people who take up his job without giving it a proper thought, they end up getting killed very quickly. He adds that many of his friends who became devil hunters just to make good money are already dead. He adds that only people having strong motives can do and perform well in this job. He says that he thinks Denji has taken up this job just to be close with Makima. He tells him to leave, adding that he will tell Makima that Denji got scared after seeing a devil and ran away. He then adds up that if Denji shows up tomorrow, he will beat him up again. Denji wonders why, and Aki explains that he's trying to be nice, since people like him get killed very quickly. As Aki leaves after giving him a lecture, Denji runs to him and kicks him between the legs. Denji notes that Aki is a nice guy, as he fights with men. He goes for the nuts and then proceeds kicking Aki between the legs. Denji states that today, for the first time, he had an udon and a sausage, and he was treated like a human. He may have started devil hunting, but without thinking. But if he can keep this lifestyle, he doesn't care if he dies. He then corrects himself that he cares, as it's not just his life. Aki stands up and attacks Denji, stating that a punk like him should not be chasing someone like Makima. But Denji kicks him between his legs again, saying that he sounds like he is into Makima too. As Aki falls onto the ground, he notes that Denji indeed goes only for the nuts. Beaten up, they go to Makima, and Denji states that a nut devil attacked Aki's nuts. But Aki states that it's a lie. Makima wonders if they can work together, and they deny it. But Makima ignores them. She tells Denji that he will be joining Aki's unit. Aki doesn't want another troublemaker, but Makima reminds him that she told him it's an experimental unit that operates differently from the usual methods. Aki wonders what is Denji, and she tells him that he can turn into a devil. Aki heard such rumors, but he didn't think that it was true. Makima states Denji is special and will receive special treatment. She explains that if he tries to resign or refuses to work, he will be disposed as of a devil. It is now more abundantly clear to Denji that he is going to have to keep his job till the day he dies. Aki tells Denji that he will be living with him so that he can keep an eye on him and is allowed to kill himself if he attempts to run. Denji wonders if Makima is a bad person, and Aki states that if he thinks that, he should give up on her, and he should be grateful that she didn't kill him. Denji then wonders that if she is a good person, and Aki confirms, since she has saved his life. In the morning at Aki's place, Denji uses various jams to make him breakfast, making a total mess. He then goes on to annoy Aki when he makes a lot of noise while showering, and then when he's using the toilet, he ends up falling asleep in the commode. Denji keeps living carefree, annoying Aki. One day, they get on a mission as a fiend has been spotted. As they enter the building, Denji asks what is a fiend, and Aki tells him that if he hasn't gone to school, and Denji confirms it. Aki then explains that a fiend is when a devil takes control of a human corpse. Fiends are not able to control themselves. The human who is possessed by the devil is a fiend, because the devil is controlling their body. Denji is the exact opposite of a fiend because he has full control over his body. They enter a room where the fiend is, and Aki tells Denji to kill him by turning into a devil, so he can figure it out if he's useful. The fiend gets angry and attacks them, but Denji beheads them using an axe. Aki wonders why he didn't use his powers, and Denji explains that it gets messy when he does, and wanted to make it painless for the fiend. Aki tells him that fiends are like devils, and if he's hunting devils, he should drop the sympathy. Aki reveals that his family was killed by a devil in front of his eyes. Aki tells him that the police officers down are risking their lives, and everyone is taking serious except for Denji. Aki asks him if he's trying to make friends with the devils. Denji states that if there is a devil he can be friends with, he would, as he doesn't have any friends. Aki then leaves, stating that he will remember it. Alone in the room later on, Denji states that he just wanted to keep the blood away from the porn magazines on the ground, and that's why he didn't transform it into a chainsaw, as there would have been a lot of blood if he had done that, and the magazines would have gotten ruined. Denji feels his dreams has come true, and now as he has a good life, but feels something is missing. As he thinks of what other people dream of, he thinks of Makima and states that he wants to touch her oranges. He then realizes that touching a woman's oranges is something he stopped dreaming a long time ago, but having a proper life now, it may be possible. Denji then gets a new goal, touching a woman's oranges. Denji then makes his way back to the office where he meets Makima. When he gets to talk to her, she tells him that she's assigning him a new partner and explains that public safety executes patrols and smaller missions with two-person's team. As his new partner comes, Makima warns him that she is a fiend. The girl goes on to introduce herself as Power as she enters. After having announced her name to them, she goes on to cast a look at Denji and asks him if he is her new partner. Denji is surprised and wonders if fiends can be devil hunters. But looking at her oranges, he changes his mind and is happy to meet with her. And as he goes on to think that if he's working with her, he might manage to get enough close to her that she could let him touch her oranges. And touching a woman's oranges is his current goal. Makima explains that fiends are also up for extermination, but Power is quite rational and is on Aki's team. She's also in the Special Force unit just like Denji. She reminds them that if there are no results, the experimental team will be dissolved, and they know what that will mean for them, implying that if they fail to do their job, they could be very much announced as devils, and then they will be put down by the hunters, just like they kill all the other devils. As Power's horns stand out, Makima warns them to patrol areas without many pedestrians. When they go out to patrol their station, they make sure that they are not seen by many people, because if someone notices the horns on Power's head, they could mistake her as a bad devil, and it could create a lot of mess. When the two are out there, she gets annoyed and goes on to slap Denji, telling him to provide her with something that she can kill, as she is starved for blood. Denji decides to put up with her as he finds her attracting, but wonders on how to get his hands on her oranges. They meet policemen, and Denji recalls that Makima told him to introduce themselves as a part of Public Safety Devil Extermination Special Division 4 and show them an ID. Then the two continue their job, but they are unable to find any hunt that day. Power is hungry for blood as she keeps getting more and more annoyed at not having been able to find anything. Power then goes on to note that it is probably due to her, as while she was a devil, she used to be a really dangerous and a scary devil. She was so deadly that everyone used to be scared of her back then. She says that they must be able to smell her devil sense, and that must be warning them to stay away because they're terrified of her. This is when Denji is hit by a realization, and then he goes on to wonder whether this is why they've been made partners. He remembers that Aki is the one who recommended Power to work with him. Maybe he wants him to work because if Denji keeps working as partners with Power, he's going to be able to kill any kills. So he realizes that Aki has set him up and is trying to get him fired. Power then smells blood and starts running. A sea cucumber devil has been spotted and is being reported, but Power jumps from the building, forms a hammer with her blood, and smashes the devil. There is blood everywhere, and the devil is dead. Power goes on to celebrate her kill, and she has a lot of blood now.